Okay, we've all been there, right? You're walking back to your car, completely oblivious, having a great day, and boom, there it is. That dreaded yellow envelope tucked right under your windshield wiper, a City of Phoenix parking ticket. Honestly, it feels like an instant afternoon ruiner, all wrapped up in confusing municipal bureaucracy. But what if I told you that dealing with this doesn't actually have to ruin your week, or your budget for that matter? In this explainer, we're going to act as your personal cheat code to the Phoenix parking system. If you follow along with me right now, we can get this entire hassle completely out of the way in just a few minutes. Totally online, no mailing checks, no waiting in miserable lines at the courthouse, just pure relief.
So let's dive right into this because acting fast doesn't just save you a massive headache, it quite literally keeps cash in your pocket. I know, human nature makes us want to just toss that ticket into the glove box, lock it away, and be like, oh, I'll deal with this next week. But before you give in to that procrastination, you really need to know that the city actually pays you to take immediate action.
You heard that right, a $20 early payment discount. And here's the insider logic on why they do this, because it's not some generous city sale, I promise you. The standard base penalty for a typical parking violation in Phoenix is $57. But having to track people down, mail out notices, and pay court staff, that creates massive administrative overhead for the city. So to avoid all that hassle on their end, they basically offer you a bribe. They'll knock a full $20 off that fine, dropping it down to just $37 if you pay it quickly. This brilliant little incentive is exactly why understanding the timeline of your citation is your absolute best tool.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The clock is ticking. 2. Gather your ticket information. 3. Navigating the payment portals. 4. Late fees and collections. 5. Beware of payment scams. And finally, 6. Important disclaimers to remember.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1. The clock is ticking, timeline and deadlines.
The absolute most crucial concept to grasp about Phoenix parking tickets is that your options change dramatically depending on exactly how old the ticket is. Let's map out these critical milestones. From the exact day that ticket is slapped on your windshield, you have a golden window of 21 calendar days to claim that $20 discount we just talked about. But on day 22, the fine jumps right back up to the full amount. At that point, the city pulls your registration info from the MVD and mails you a physical reminder. Now, if you hit day 50 without paying, things get way more serious. The ticket literally leaves the city's finance department and becomes a formal legal summons in the municipal court system. And if you ignore that court summons and default, you're going straight to collections. Moving right along to Section 2, gather your ticket information, what you need. Before you even think about opening a new browser tab to pay, you've got to gather the exact correct numbers. We have all experienced the sheer frustration of getting locked out of a government website just because we typed a dash instead of a space. Now, if you let your ticket age past that initial 21-day window, you're going to get a formal Phoenix Municipal Court reminder notice in the mail. If you happen to have that paper in front of you, look closely at the top right corner. That is exactly where you'll find your notice number and your specific case number. Having this physically in your hand makes the digital search process completely seamless. But depending on where you are in the timeline, you're going to need specific identifiers to log in. If it's a brand new ticket straight from the windshield, you just need the 8-digit ticket number written on the envelope plus your license plate number. Easy enough, right? But if it's an older ticket that has moved into the court system, you might need to use your citation number. Be incredibly careful here, folks. You only want to type the root number. Drop any of those trailing charge numbers like O1 or O2. And if you are searching by case number, entirely disregard the M0741PX prefix. So, for example, if your case number is M0741PX12345, you only enter the 12345 part. Seriously, the system will aggressively reject absolutely everything else.
Okay, on to Section 3, navigating the payment portals. Which website?
Knowing your ticket's exact age is a game changer here, because the City of Phoenix actually operates two completely separate digital payment platforms. And this is the exact breakdown that catches everyone off guard. If your ticket was issued between day 1 and day 50, it's considered an administrative account. You have to go to the finance department portal at novpayments.phoenix.gov. However, if your ticket is 51 days or older, a formal summons has been issued. That means the finance portal totally wiped your record. You now have to use the municipal court portal at phoenixcourt.gov. Here is a huge actionable insight for you. If you go to the wrong site, the system isn't going to politely redirect you. It's just going to spit out a terrifying record not found error. So many people see that, falsely assume their ticket was lost in the system, stop trying to pay, and end up in serious legal trouble down the road. So let's lock this in with 3 highly actionable steps to get this done. Step 1, navigate to the correct portal. Finance for the early tickets, court for the older ones. Step 2, carefully enter your 8-digit ticket number and license plate or your properly formatted case number. Step 3, finalize your payment. Both systems take major credit and debit cards, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. Processing is usually immediate, but listen to me, always save, screenshot, or print that final confirmation page. You just never know when there might be a glitch in the city's matrix.
Next up, Section 4, Late Fees and Collections. The cost of waiting.
We've talked about the awesome rewards of paying early, but now we gotta look at the dark side of municipal math, because the city will absolutely empty your wallet if you ignore them. Let's walk through how this escalates. What starts as a highly discounted $37 slap on the wrist jumps right back to the $57 base fine after 21 days. But let's say you ignore it completely. You miss your court date and you default. Well, the court instantly slaps on a $30 default fee. And on top of that, state law mandates an additional $20 time payment fee for accounts that go delinquent. Suddenly, that minor annoyance has ballooned to $107 just for parking a little too close to a fire hydrant. And worse, it's getting forwarded to a third-party collections program where even more fees can pile up.
And honestly, the math isn't even the scariest part here. Beyond the fines, unpaid parking tickets can literally take you off the road. If you accumulate 3 or more unpaid defaulted parking violations, you get entered into the boot and tow program, meaning you could walk out of the grocery store to find your vehicle totally immobilized. Furthermore, Arizona utilizes a program called TTAP. That's the Traffic Ticket Enforcement Assistance Program. If you get flagged in there, the courts place a hard block on your vehicle registration renewal. You literally cannot legally drive your car until the city gets its money. No way around it.
All right, Section 5. Beware of payment scams. Protect your data. Because digital payments are so incredibly convenient these days, scammers are creating highly sophisticated phishing campaigns specifically targeting panicked drivers. Scammers are currently blasting out fake text messages and emails designed to look exactly like official correspondence from the Phoenix Municipal Court. They rely heavily on emotional manipulation, creating a false sense of extreme urgency or even threatening you with a warrant just to get you to click links to fraudulent payment sites or scan fake QR codes. Listen to me very closely on this. The Phoenix Court absolutely does not accept peer-to-peer payment apps. If a text message demands you pay a ticket via Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, Zelle, or Google Pay, it is 100% a scam. Do not give them a dime.
There is one very simple, foolproof rule you need to remember to protect yourself here. The Phoenix Municipal Court will never seek, request, or demand payment by text or email. Period. Official court notices, formal summonses, and reminders are exclusively sent through the standard U.S. Postal Service. If it didn't physically arrive in your actual mailbox, it's fake. Delete it, and whatever you do, do not click the link.
And finally, Section 6. Important disclaimers to remember, final thoughts. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a few quick professional and legal reminders regarding the Phoenix justice system, just to make sure you're fully protected. First, under Phoenix City Code, all registered co-owners of a vehicle are presumed jointly and severally liable. To put that simply, if your spouse, or maybe your teenager, borrows your jointly owned car, gets a parking ticket, and conveniently forgets to tell you, the city holds you both 100% responsible. Your car can actually get booted for their mistake. Second, just be aware that paying online may involve some very small third-party vendor processing fees. Third, it is legally your responsibility to keep your mailing address updated with the MVD and the court. And finally, government procedures can and do change over time. Always verify your specific case details directly with official sources by calling the court at 602-262-6421. So with all that structured information in your toolkit, go claim your $20 early payment discount right now, use the official links, and put this whole ticket thing in your rearview mirror today. But as you're paying that fine online, it really makes you wonder. As smart cities integrate even deeper with digital databases and automated enforcement, are we heading toward a future where parking fines are just automatically debited straight from our bank accounts the very second a camera scans our license plate? It's definitely some food for thought. Until then, keep a close eye on those street signs, and thanks for joining this explainer.